Man, so today I had, don't judge me for this. This is going to sound so fat, it's unbelievable. Today I had Domino's for lunch, and apparently I'm such a frequent customer now. They want to just give me free stuff, so I got a free tub of Ben & Jerry's brownies. It was my choice. I wanted the brownies. Very tasty, though I am feeling a little bit sickly right now. I guess that's a nice thing to be munching on. Get you in the mood for some serious hardcore action. Destroying the Dark Aeons. So hello everyone, and welcome to another video. That's what we're going to be doing today. Technically the same day as earlier. My original prediction, okay, was that I would take maybe an hour or so to do all the Monster Arena stuff. Guess how long that recording ended up being? It was about 2 hours. A lot of it got cut out. I promised you guys I wouldn't split it in half, but I might end up splitting it in half. I'm sorry. I don't know. We'll see. There was a lot of stuff there, though. So a lot to explain with how to level and how all of our stats work and stuff. I think pretty much everything's been explained. I'm probably going to remember things later on and be like, oh man, I wish I talked about this stupid little thing, but it should be fine. Anyway, we're back here at Besaid. Oh, and listen to that music. Apparently we don't have no encounters equipped. And we got some pretty fearsome enemies here. Could be kind of worrying, so I think what we'll do is, since we're at the hardcore endgame stuff now, we really got to go all out, okay? And so we're going to grand summon Anima here. Pretty dangerous tactic, because if I don't manage to get the kill with his Overdrive Oblivion, then we may just, we may find we're running out of strength for their immense counterattacks, alright? But hopefully this will do okay. Now, the enemy, the fiend on the left, has got really high defense. So we'll have to be careful. I would expect maybe we'll kill the bird. But yeah, so here's an Oblivion. Check out the numbers. In all seriousness, look at the numbers here. Ready? Ready for them? Ready? 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 Boom! 703,205! That's crazy. That's the most you're ever going to see rolled out in one number. It's nuts, right? So yeah, there you go. There's Anima. There's still one Overdrive I haven't shown you guys, and that's the Magus Sisters Overdrive. It's called Delta. It's really actually quite cool. We should have an opportunity, though. Probably not in these fights coming up, but later on in the story. Why aren't I equipping my knowing encounter stuff? So, in true Wooden Potatoes fashion, we are making this longer than it has to be. I could have just started this video right there at Besaid. What do you think about that? Probably would have made more sense, right? So, let's equip Montu Kumari, this halberd with no encounters, and have a listen to the peaceful sounds of Besaid. Seems like a long time ago I was doing a crayon lore video of this place, and that shot as you move in through this zone was one of the places I used to like crayonify with the Photoshop filters we were using. It's weird actually, just to put this whole series in perspective. This music, I remember listening to the soundtrack before the game came out and all the rage. That seems like it was a long time ago. And it was even longer before that. It was like 2 years before that I used to follow the FFX2 international forums and watch this guy called P. Birdman over there trying to make his own patch. And then finally this game, the HD remake, was announced. And it was like all this effort he'd gone to was going to be for nothing. Man, Jesus. It's quite a history I've ended up having, and really it's just been me sat about looking at stuff on the internet for the past couple of years. Alright, here we go. Let's try and go into Besaid. And this is the first of the new international content we will experience in terms of bosses. Of course, we saw this before. I'll let you guys watch it again just to get in the mood for this epic encounter. Once upon a time, Dark Valefor, you were a threat. Let's see how you hold up now.
Infidel! Prepare to charge!
Dun, 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 dun. Oh man, it should have kept the same music. All right, Dark Valefor. Let's have a look at the ATB Gorge. How long till he gets a turn? Quite a while. He will get one, but it's quite a while before he gets a go. What's really funny though, and scary if you really think about it, is if we swap someone like Auron in, who has regular stats, look how much quicker he gets a go. If you like, it's just 3 swaps away from basically failing the encounter because you put the 3 crappy characters out. So nobody's got any overdrives up. This is mostly because I didn't want to completely own this guy straight away. He actually doesn't have that much health. If you're at the point where you're hitting 99,999 every attack, it's pretty easy to finish him off. 2 X potions. Now, I talked to you guys before about farming Shinryu for Wings to Discovery so that you can get break HP limit. every Dark Aeon in the game will drop gear that has break HP limit on too, and has a chance too for many of them to drop ribbon as well. I believe Dark Valefor's is a chance, mostly as like the elemental resistances and stuff as far as I'm aware. His gear as well that he drops all has 8% chance to crit instead of 4%. That's true for all the original Monster Arena creations also. And he's dead before he even got a single go. Don't worry, there's no unique animations. Anything he does is just what we would see regular Valefor do. Later Dark Aeons do have totally unique stuff, interesting stuff, so don't worry. He's deliberately the easiest one because there's actually a fair amount of stuff you can do at Besaid, and it sort of sucks to lock it out. So anyway, there you go. Yuna's the only one getting AP. You always get Dark Matter from them, so that's really nice and will eventually help you get ribbon on multiple people. And I'll talk about farming Dark Aeon soon enough. We got a Genji Bracer here. That's actually gear for Auron, which I'll talk about. But we all will get a cutscene for beating him. Let's sit back and watch.
Stay away from the summoner!
Oh yeah!
You're a bad man!
Yes! And he's off. That is the greatest reward for fighting Dark Valefor. You're a bad man! Oh my god. Stay away from the summoner! Oh, they reuse it at the end of the game! How amazing is that, guys? Seriously, rides the shoe puff? They're like the best lines in the entire game. Hey, do you like us now? When the calm comes, we'll be putting a statue up of a new High Summoner. So these guys are talking about friggin' High Summoner. Oh my god, it's so good. There's actually a lot of dialogue here, obviously, because things have changed. This lady here says, I followed the teachings of Yevon ever since I was a child. Even should the temple fall, I will keep praying. I will. I always get reminded of what Auron says at the base of Mount Gagazet, where he says it's easy for us not to care, but because we're not of this world. But for the people who truly believe in the teachings, a time of great pain is coming. You get to see that. I think I'll stick around long enough to see Sin get what's coming to it. Heh. Awesome stuff. So now that we're back at Besaid, a couple of things. Number one, a pretty solid Blitzballer is available. That's this lady here. She's called Velucha. She's only level 4 or whatever on this file, but she's pretty cool. Now, the reason why she's only level 4 is because I did all the Blitzball, and then to get the Aurochs reels, or the Sigil at least, I reset the Blitzball data at the last second, which made that appear as a reward without me having to play it like an extra league. But she's a great player. In X2, she'll become a default member of the Besaid Aurochs, like the devs recognize she's a good player. I'll be going out to sea soon. Perhaps I'll be greeting the calm from the deck. That's a cool idea. I wonder if Sin is really going to go away, says the little boy. Oh man, it was a long time ago we were here. I love that old feel of sitting about when we had a snooze. What else is unlocked? We can go to the item shop, and of course, all the wares of all the shops have changed now. I'm not sure whether they sell equipment. They probably should. Let's see. She says, welcome, buy weapons. And here you can get stuff with 3 empty slots. Obviously pales in comparison to what a Waka sells you, but look at the price difference. 450 gil here compared to, what is it, 100,000 gil for just 1 extra ability slot. You know, they really value those last things. We don't have to care about those, though, so we'll go on away. If you missed Valefor's second Overdrive, now, finally, congratulations. For your reward for defeating Dark Valefor is to get Valefor's new thing. Dark Valefor's attack rotations, you did see before when we fought him. Basically, he uses Energy Blast just as a regular ability, and Energy Ray as later as his Overdrive. For many of those fights, we're going to want to sacrifice our own Aeons to stay alive during them, but it's still pretty easy so far, right? I mean, Dark Valefor wasn't a problem. We didn't even have to Overdrive him. The most important thing, though, for you completionists to come back to Besaid for, I just want to give you guys a look into each tent while we're here, is the final Jecht sphere. This will unlock Auron's final Overdrive, which we won't have any problems showing. Here's a bunch of people. I doubt some old song is going to help anyone beat Sin. Well, he's kind of had his head chopped off and he's crashed into Bevel. You tell me. Or maybe he's not in Bevel anymore, he's sort of floating above it. It's hard to work with the calm right around the corner. Everybody's so excited. Wait for the calm to come before rejoicing. Wouldn't want any false hope. Oh man, come on. Keep it up. When that ship came, the old man, he kept working while he sang. Wow. So yeah, as I say, everybody talks about how they have been singing. If you really want, you can go all the way around Spearer again and have a chat. So the final sphere, as far as I remember, is this area over here. So do you remember how inconsequential I talked to you guys about how this area was? There was nothing really going on. Well, I told you a lie. The final sphere is here. Actually, let's watch that as we leave Besaid. I think that's a really appropriate thing to leave Besaid with. The other thing we can do is go speak to the fayth, the original fayth that Yuna was praying to. When the calm comes, Lady Yuna has to come back so we can celebrate. Well, That kid doesn't seem to understand how the traditional final Aeon process would work. No matter what happens in the temples, is life as usual here. Yeah, they're so distant, right? So far away from Bevelle. I doubt some old song is going to help anyone be senior, as I said that. So, I had an interesting theory. There's this kid here. I knew all along you weren't traders. Please, go through. That's pretty cool. So she's referencing the fact that that other monk summoned Dark Valefor for us. So here's a really cool theory someone talked about in the comments that I think could very much be true. Something that went over my head. Talk to some guys. We'll do it in the Cloister of Trials. I followed the teachers of it. Blah, 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 blah. You already said that. Who else? Besaid's so weird. Everybody just moves around so much. I pray the next calm will last a long time. Sounds like that poppycock about Lady Una finally got cleared up. What, about how we were killing people and so forth? Yeah, thanks for clearing that up. Because we kind of did kill people. We did literally just kill Seymour and send him. Even the teachings of 1,000 years are due for an update once in a while. So, yeah, he's looking at those. This theory, it's a cool idea. What happened when we first came to Besaid, guys? Why was Una and Waka and Luke, why were they even here? Well, it's because Una was running late. Una never really had any struggles, right? When she was in any of the chambers of the faith. Now, you could say this is because she got stronger, she became a better summoner or whatever. But even Donna at the start, Donna who seems, at least now especially, to have been less talented than Una, Donna didn't have that much issue, and she took a lot of offense to the fact Una was spending so long, perhaps, for example, at the Ixion place. But she spent days here at Besaid. Why is that? Well, the theory would go that she spent so long because the faith was refusing to talk to her until Jecht, Sin, whatever, had brought Titus to Besaid. That it wasn't like chance that we met, that it wasn't chance that Titus came washing up out of the sea that day. It was the faith specifically trying to, you know, kerfuffle it that way, organize it that way. They knew that these characters had to meet, and they held Una there for that reason. It wasn't a sign of weakness. It didn't have anything to do with her. It's a cool idea, right? I think it's pretty interesting anyway. Alright, okay, we're back. We also get this cool little extra chamber here, I suppose. We'll ignore the fact that I sort of forgot briefly there how to complete the Besaid Cloister of Trials. But after much effort, we can finally return to this Chamber of the Faith. Maybe perhaps try and decipher some of the cryptic stuff this guy is going to say to us. I love the statue in this one. Look at it.
Sin is cursed. Sin prays. It curses its form. It prays for dissolution. Sin sees dreams of its own destruction. Sin is looking at us. We live in a fading echo of time left us by the Destroyer. Free him from you, Yevon. Free him. The faith that has become sin.
See, so this faith definitely knows about jecht, right? Obtained an evasion sphere. At this point in the game, we really don't care. But you get plenty of chests in this one. Unlike some of those more obscure Aeons later on. But the thing is, look at the loot you get. 2 potions? An elixir? I mean, how did they really figure these out? Like, what was going to be in there? A white magic sphere? White WHT magic sphere, I should say. One of those old things that the series doesn't really do anymore, where it abbreviates longer words. And a high potion? I don't know. It's just odd, right? How did they even figure out the loot there? It's not even like I can say, oh, maybe this is supposed to be loot for the first time you came to Besaid. No, that's not true, is it? Come on, they just gave us a white magic sphere. It would be cool, though. Like, I love the idea of a New Game Plus in FF10, where you can just do all these crazy things to really customize the characters and make them weird. But that's the idea behind the Expert Sphere Grid, frankly. That's the idea. So yeah, let's have a look at this jecht sphere. Probably my favourite thing about returning to Besaid, even though it's not much. And that's one Dark Aeon down. Obtained a jecht sphere. I'm going to enjoy this. I haven't seen this. I'm watching this with you guys for the first time in a long time. I haven't seen this for years, because on my test file, I never came this far, so that I could actually enjoy it with you guys.
Smallest heap of huts I ever seen.
Now, that looks like a fine place to live. Orin,
My lord.
when this is over, could you bring Una here? I want her to lead a life far away from this conflict.
You have my word. I will bring her here.
Thank you, Orin. You're a good friend.
What are you guys doing? Let's go. I'm so hungry I could eat a shoe puff whole.
Sorry. Well, let's go then.
Oh man, that's so cool! Yeah! Auron's learned the Overdrive Tornado. I just realised FF10's a bit of a paradox in some ways. Some of these early areas, they change a lot, supposedly, because Sin destroys them, they rebuild, Sin destroys them, they rebuild. And then it's weird to see Besaid looking like that. Anyway, earned a trophy, Messenger from the Past. We will get in a fight so that we can demo Tornado to you guys. Does Auron have his Overdrive up? Yes, he does. This is his final one. We might as well show you the description as well. It says just damages all enemies. I remember what this looks like, even though I haven't cast it in so long, and I don't remember what the input code is, so I'll be doing that off the top of my head. But let's move on out. I guess I'll just use the airship, take us to our next area where the next Aeon is, and just before we fight him, we'll show you what a tornado looks like, and then get into round 2. Alright, here we go. We're back. Oh yes, you know where we are. You know that freaky looking thing in the distance. That's what we're going to go check out this time. I will very briefly unequip this thing from Kimari though. Oh, hold on. There we go. So that we can get a single encounter to check out Tornado. I'm really scared because my Audacity track, it looks like it's bugging out, but then I think it's not bugging out. Come on, give us a random encounter. There we go. It looks like it's bugging out. I don't know. Kind of scary. So here we go. We got a Cactar. This is what we'll try it out on. This is the final Overdrive of the game. I've shown you absolutely every other one, right? So here we go. Tornado. Let's see if we get it right. Animation's the same regardless, almost. So he tells everyone to walk away. Tornado begins to begin around him. Oh, this is cool stuff. So, now the Tornado takes the Cactar into the air and we get the thing up here, I think. Here we go. There you go. Woo! You don't get very long, but obviously you can read it. He throws his noggin, and yeah, that did about 21,000 damage. That's fairly solid for Auron, honestly. And then another 21,000 when it lands, so it's a 2-hit thing. There was something really significant that changed about Tornado between the versions of the game. I don't remember anymore, just that there was a significant change, so you have to take my word for it. And yeah, I think it was just like the damage it did, or maybe it inflicted some statuses before or something, I'm not sure. Alright, we'll get Auron off. Who do we want? I guess we'll stick with the old tried and tested Unitidus Waka. Riku will start coming in later. Now, I'll demonstrate something to you guys as well, okay? I actually have 2 bits of gear for many of my characters. So everyone's got their final weapons, and that's fine. But the armor, okay? Yuna has 2 armors, okay? She's got Auto Haste, Auto Phoenix, Auto Protect, and Stone Proof on her. Or she's got Defense plus 20%, Auto Potion, Auto Protect, Auto Haste. These are 2 different variants, okay? The Stone Proof is the one that's for the Dark Aeons, because Stone as a stat is really dangerous. This is just stuff I've read, by the way, and not stuff I've tested myself, so I really have no idea if we're perfectly protected here, okay? But Stone Proof is going to stop her getting killed by really dangerous, obviously, you know, instant shatter stuff. But she'll still get hit by the other statuses. There's a very specific boss later, though, that you have to change the armor for completely, who doesn't really inflict stats on you, but you want to use this other thing here with the defense plus 20%, so you can survive amazing attacks. So, yeah, we're going to have the Dark Aeon armor on. This is perfect Dark Aeon armor, in my opinion. There is debate in the community as to what is best, especially with the break HP limit discussions and stuff. But here, look, so if you want to follow this as a guide and know what to use best, this would be my recommendation for the Dark Aeons. Ribbon, Auto Haste, Auto Protect, Auto Phoenix. If you don't want to grind so many Dark Matters for the ribbons, you can substitute Ribbon for Stone Proof, which is what Yuna has here. Otherwise, it's the same armor, okay? So that's what you want to use, and for the last fight, you use Defense plus 20% instead of, and Auto Potion instead of Auto Phoenix. So that's what we're doing, 2 types of armor. Everyone's got the right one on, I would hope. No, see, Waka had the wrong one on, so we'll put Miracle Comeback on there. And here we go. So let's chat to this lady. You can probably guess what's going to happen here. There's some Albed in that pit. This is near where home was, right? Hey. My child is lost in the ruins of home. Please help me find my child. Yes or no? Yeah, come on, of course we'll help you find your child. So they are a bit more substantive than random cutscenes. This here, I guess, is meant to be the crater of home. It says, where has she gone? And in the crater of home, all the way down here. I will check over here, she says, and she just wanders off while we see this terrible beast. So, you actually get a chance, right? This is actually a warning for you. Usually they don't give you the luxury. Now, we're past the Sandragora trap here, and you'll notice there's 2 Albed. They say, was she there before? And this guy says, don't look at me. Interesting. So, if you come over here, yeah, there's wow, that was kind of glitchy. Look, if you look carefully, she doesn't appear there. Like, she clips on when it changes the screen. Anyway, so you chat with her again. It says, you check by the cliff. Now, if you try and head towards home now, you'll be in the fight. But otherwise, you don't have to worry too much. So, we are going to go up there. I have saved. She's praying to Yevon! Oh, no, she's lying to us! Again, note how there's no voice acting. Oh no, she wasn't an Albed lady, it was a male Yevonite. Oh, Dark Ifrit looks so badass! Did I say before how cool it would be if you like unlocked these as skins? Like you defeated Dark Ifrit and your Ifrit could become him. Wow, look at this guy! Jesus, so this is Dark Ifrit. Let's just get with the quick hits, I guess. You can mug these guys, by the way. 2 Mega Phoenixes, pretty solid stuff. Oh, I have just noticed I still haven't sorted out my potion, so we do need to do that. Dark Ifrit, despite the awesome music, still isn't that difficult of a boss. Oh, are you guys seeing that as well, actually? Damn, my controller battery's running out a little bit. We'll have to sort that out in a second. He's actually not that dangerous. So if you think about the bosses we fought in the Monster Arena, the kind of health that they had, this guy has 1.4 million. So just over a 10th of what Nemesis had. That puts him basically into a single Waka Overdrive still. So you want to be cautious. Anyway, we're going to Blitz Ace. You'll notice his physical attacks are really doing some chunking us for some significant damage. So I have to be careful. Thing is, with my LP, like the way I've set up my LPing like setup at the moment, it's a little concerning, like how I can charge my controller. I don't want to stop playing. Damn it. I vowed I would defeat all the Dark Aeons and all the bosses today. I don't want to have to stop to go charge my damn controller. So we may have to have a cut after this battle and where I try and figure that out. So we go, Tidus is still in it. Everyone's kind of iffy on their health at the moment. Here's what we'll do. We'll Grand Summon the Maga Sisters and I will show you guys what Delta looks like. And with any luck, we're not going to get annihilated when we come back. Look at their health! Wow, 42,000, 34,000. Oh, it is a joy to behold, but the thing is, many of these Aeons, because you can't directly control them, because they don't have auto abilities, yes, they're immune to all stuff, they basically have Ribbon all the time, they can't have any other auto abilities, so your regular characters tend to be stronger. So here's what we do. Now that they have their overdrives up, you'll see there's an extra thing down here called Combine Powers. There's no chance that they'll ignore you or take a break or anything. If you choose to combine powers, this will only work if all 3 overdrive bars are up and they are all alive. Really, your only reliable way of doing this is with Grand Summons, because they're so flippant and weird in other fights. It's not like you can summon them against something weak and then just keep boosting while it attacks you, because they do their own thing and they'll just kill it. But if you try and fight something that's too difficult, they'll end up killing one of the sisters before the others, and it's just kind of a bit of a mess. So Grand Summoning is definitely best. You can Grand Summon, Dismiss, and then Grand Summon later to do it twice in a row. Here we go, Delta Attack! So this, technically, I guess, is the last overdrive, not Tornado. Oh, Cindy, you're so slow. Wait, Mindy. Mindy's so slow. So here you will notice it is a multiple ticking overdrive. That was 5 hits, I think I just saw it did. And then a final 6th as it lands down here. All for max, which is pretty solid. We'll see how Dark Ifrit responds. 10k damage hits. Here's his Meteor Strike. And so here we go. So we'll tell them to fight and just see what they come up with. Oh, Mindy overkilled it. What the hell? Wow. Did we didn't attack reels him, did we? Jeez, there you go. I mean, that's amazing to me that his health is that low. But the first few are really weak. I remember struggling so much on previous playthroughs. You will notice as well that where we were fighting that battle, the arena, I'm sorry I'm only mentioning it now, was actually kind of unique. There were cacti in the background, cool stuff. I think we would have seen that if we were fighting in the Oasis after we finished the cacti minigame, but we never had any battles before, so you never got to see it. So anyway, there you go. 2 dark matter again, and a fireball. Oh, we never looked at that Auron gear.
Let's go.
Dun 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 dun. Again, reused voice, but there you go. Check it out. So these guys looking pretty glum now. There's nothing over there now that home is gone. But then we still have Blitz, you see? The ball. I think we forgot something. What did you forget? What does that mean? Hold on. And what do you say? You say there's nothing over there now that home's gone. Blah, blah, blah. It's the same thing. So there you go. I guess that was just a Priest of Yevon. These two are alright. They're fair enough. They can be our bros. Let's look at this gear we got. So for Auron, it was a bracer, right? Genji bracer. And here you will see auto regen, break HP limit. The auto regen kind of ruins this gear. But if you had him as a 99,999 health guy, that's actually not bad. Auto regen, when you have such high max health, is really solid and one of the only ways you can keep your health quite high. So actually, it's pretty solid. We got that from Dark Valefor. The gear we got from Ifrit was sadly a weapon, which automatically means it's kind of crappy. But you'll see here it's this fireball with fire strike. I mean, how bad is that? Really, you want armor to drop from these guys rather than anything else. There you go. That's Dark Ifrit, guys. I'm now going to cut it to the next area. And in the meantime, I'm also going to see whether I can sort out my controller because I don't want to stop. I'll see you in a second. Status report on the ice cream as well, the Ben & Jerry's. I left it in a bowl, so it's still pretty summery around this time of year, okay? Left it in a bowl, forgot about it, and it's kind of melted everywhere now, so that's wonderful. I'll have to clean that up later, but for now, we are going slaying. Alright, okay, so we are now ready to face the third Aeon. Just while we're running there, some extra stuff about Ifrit that I've just read that you guys might like to know. If he does use Meteor on you, or if he just physically attacks you, that's inflicting you with Slow. So he's the first one that's really starting to inflict some stats. Slow obviously will swing things massively. But the next guy we want to fight is here in the... Thor! Jesus.
You heathen!
Is this guy. You don't want to talk to everyone on your journey. He's trying to run from us. We pursue him. I like this. It's like the tides have turned a little bit. We're not scared anymore. But Kamari, who seems to have something in tune with the Thunder Plains now, he notices something.
Something up there?
Let's go.
I think they are quite clever with where they piece just random lines of dialogue from. I mean, they never had to do it in previous Final Fantasies either. So once again, we find a Priest of Yevon and his son. And it's interesting because this Dark Aeon comes in like phases, 2 phases. And I wonder if it's because there's 2 summoners, it would seem. Anyway, look at him. Dark Ixion doesn't look that drastically different to regular Ixion, I'd say. But he is very intimidating, him flying in from the distance behind us on that tower. So here we go. This guy's really exciting to me, and I desperately want to show you one of his attacks. You'll notice here, obviously, we get a lot of turns before he does, and he's still not particularly tanky, so I don't want to kill him too quick. I'm just going to let him have a go here. Look, he uses this ability called Thundarja. Now, visually, as you could probably tell there, Thundarja doesn't look any different to anything else, like Thundarga. But this is really, really significant because this was the first time in a Final Fantasy game the term J was used. In the earliest Final Fantasy games, if you look to black magic like fire, okay, we have fire, Fira, Fire Aga. Originally, it was just this. It was Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3, and in some instances as well, Fire 4. Then when we got to the PlayStation versions of Final Fantasy games, it went up to, they changed the nomenclature to Fire, Fira, Fire Aga, for example. And then, this was the first game you started to see Juz, as far as I'm aware anyway. I think I mentioned this before, someone might have had another note on it. But yeah, Thundarja, just on this one specific boss. And there was an interesting decision after this too. Square Soft became Square Enix, and they started re-releasing many of the old Final Fantasy games. And when they went back to those old Final Fantasy games, they looked at Fire 1, Fire 2, Fire 3, Fire 4, and they thought to themselves, okay, how do we actually change this? This is kind of crappy. And they used the old stuff, so they went Fire, Fira, and so on. And so when it came to renaming Fire 4, they were like, well, look, we've already used Thundarja at one point previously in the series. Why don't we just give it a shot again here? And so ever since Final Fantasy X, the idea of a Thundarja or whatever has become more common. And I think maybe even, God, don't shoot me if I'm wrong, but I think maybe even in the MMOs it may be more significant. I'll show you guys what it looks like when a Dark Aeon overdrives you as well, because we haven't seen that yet. I'm just going to auto-life myself to be sure. Again, I'm kind of shooting in the dark here. I'm sort of playing along with you guys. I'm not all-knowing here. Not that I ever really have been, but... Okay, so he's using Aerospark. I haven't killed these Dark Aeons, some of them ever in my life. And certainly not in the test file. I didn't kill any of them. So there you go. That's a counter, and we get an overkill on Dark Ixion. And he gets banished. Kind of weird that they don't give us much victory music here, though, right? Wow, and you hear the guy hit the ground? Look, the kid, he's an undead! He turned into lightning! The animation. Lightning and shadows strike the final blow upon the summoner that appears with the thunder's roar. This is so cool! So it's just flashing, flashing, flashing. And I believe what we have to do is head south. If you head north, it just did that weird thing there. You do have an opportunity to save. I will take that. And the screen keeps flashing. So this is actually, as I said, 2 phases. I didn't want to give too much away. And so think about Yojimbo, okay? Yeah, it's in the game. Yeah, Zanmato's there. And maybe, yeah, you can even trick it out the system or whatever. But already there's a lot of Aeons to go through. Oh, man, so they disappeared again. Creepy. Regular lightning won't strike you here. Ah, he's all the way over there, so we'll turn around. You know, you could try and Zanmato a lot of stuff. But frankly... is it worth it when you've got so many Dark Aeons and some of them have multiple phases? This is 2 Zanmatos just to get through this one guy. Oh, where did he appear? That's him over there on the right. I seem to remember he eventually appears where Yuna stopped to tell everyone she was going to marry Seymour. Which, of course, we now have the full story of. Maybe it was over here instead, actually. There you go, and we get into the encounter. Cool little stuff, though, right? Awesome flavour. And so, yeah, the father dies, and now this is the son's Ixion. So there's a slight difference here. He actually will no longer counter-attack you. We're going to try and attack reels him. And this could be a one-hit KO. I think he's got 1,200,000 health. This should do 1.4 million, which should be just a one-shot to demonstrate to you guys. Oh, no, all right. So there you go. Look, we're actually not... we're not hitting 99,999 every time here. So we're just going to... continue with the quick hits. Maybe we'll get Riku out. Should we get Riku out? I do kind of want to start charging her Overdrive for some of the more difficult ones coming up, because we're going to need to use it straight away. And you'll notice, even against this Dark Aeon right now, we're still critting every single time. His Overdrive will be charged in a second, but he has eaten an attack reels. There you go. There's the overkill. 2 phases, though, does mean 2 opportunities to get AP from it, Dark Matter from it, which is going to be really nice, and even gear. You will have noticed as well on that save sphere, we couldn't board the airship between the 2 fights, so you had to do both back to back. And there you go. No outro. Fuck! Ah! Well, no outro cutscene at all here. We just get dumped back into the Thunder Plains, and though we may become masters of everything else in the game, this lightning will continue to be a pain in my ass.